Welcome to George on Cars. Today, I've got an amazing video. I'm going to show you how to change a flat tire. But before we get to that video, let me tell you a little bit about this month's charity of the month. And by the way, if there's any content that you want to see on the channel, send me an email at georgeoncars@gmail.com. Now, since this is December, this month's charity of the month is Toys for Tots. Now, Toys for Tots is an organization that seeks to provide toys for every child in Canada who would otherwise go without during a major religious holiday or catastrophic event. They're a great organization, so check out their website, which has some amazing information. You can even volunteer your time or make a small donation if you like. Thanks a lot for supporting this great charity, and I hope you enjoy the video. So if you do end up with a flat tire, the first thing you're going to want to do is avoid changing the flat tire if you can. If you have a newer car or certain types of credit cards, you might have free roadside assistance. Or if you're a member of CAA or another auto club, you might be able to just give them a call and have them change your tire for free. I also recommend that you carry a can of this Fix-A-Flat because it's not always safe or practical to change a tire right away. But if you do find that you need to change your tire, here's how you do it. Park the car on a flat surface in a safe area and put on your emergency brake. Then, block the front and rear of the wheel diagonally opposite of the flat tire that you need to change. This is going to ensure that the vehicle won't move. Next, pull the jack and tire out of the trunk of your vehicle. Most vehicles these days have what's called a temporary spare, and as the name implies, it's only supposed to be used to get you to a garage to have your tire repaired or replaced. It should only be driven on for short periods of time and not in excess of 80 kilometers an hour or 50 miles an hour. So once you get the spare on, be careful driving. Now, the jack in the edge in most vehicles is a two-piece jack. It has a base or a body, which is used to raise up the vehicle, and a handle which moves the base up and down. The handle also seconds as a wrench that you're going to use to remove the lug nuts on the tire. I also like to keep some gloves and a rain poncho in the trunk just in case it rains or the weather's bad. Before jacking up the car to change the tire, I like to loosen the lug nuts on the wheels first. This is usually easier to do when the car is on the ground than when you have the tire up in the air. Once the lug nuts have been loosened, it's time to jack the car up. It's very important, however, when jacking up your vehicle that you line up the jack with the jacking points on the car. On the Ford Edge I have here, the jacking location is highlighted by two arrows on the underside of the vehicle next to each wheel. Line up the jack in between the arrows and position the jack accordingly. You definitely want to reference your owner's manual and make sure that you're using the jacking locations outlined there. You don't want to jack your car up by the oil pan, the transmission pan, or any of these underbody panels, or you could cause a lot of damage to your vehicle. Once the jack is lined up, take the handle that you used to loosen the lug nuts and attach that to the jack and lift up the vehicle. Once the wheel is off the ground a few inches, remove the lug nuts and take the tire off the hub. Now, take the spare tire and line up the lug nuts to the holes in the rim and place it on the wheel hub. Next, hand tighten the lug nuts, and once they're snug, use the lug wrench to tighten them on some more. It's important to remember not to apply too much force at this point, as the vehicle is still up in the air and you don't want to destabilize it. Once the nuts have been tightened, lower the vehicle back to the ground and remove the jack. Then, do a final tightening of the lug nuts in a crisscrossing pattern, tightening them in that fashion to ensure that the wheel is on good. Next, put the deflated tire, the jack, and the other items in the back of the SUV and drive to a garage to have your tire repaired or replaced. Now, the full-size tire won't fit in the location where the spare tire was, so it has to sit on top of the cargo floor. In an SUV like the Edge, it's a good idea to fasten down the tire with some rope or tie downs. The reason is that if you get into an accident, you don't want that tire flying around the inside of the vehicle and injuring someone. Now, if you have a car with a traditional trunk, that's less of an issue. Well, that's it. That's a simple and safe way to change a flat tire. Thanks a lot for watching the video, and if you enjoyed it, hit like and subscribe. And more importantly, support the charity of the month if you can. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next video.